project, I actually received 2 sets of leaves and stems from Agnes Friedlander, and I'll tell you more about them, where to get them, and all later. Each set comes on a card like this. They have 8-inch and 6-inch. The one I'm showing you here is the 8-inch. You just pop them out, and this is what each set looks like. There's actually 3 per card. And this goes on top of the stem like that to make it more three-dimensional. Now each of these, after you pop them out, they do need to be cleaned with rubbing alcohol. The one leaf that I have a little green on, I actually painted the other side of it. I was testing out some different paints. But I found it easiest to put it on a Q-tip and just go around the edges. These are all laser cut, and that's what creates the brown around the edges. Next is a 6-inch card, and again, you just pop them out and clean them with alcohol. So this also comes with 3 sets of the stems and leaves. This set is also 3-dimensional, and you just take these small pieces and set them on top of the larger stem. Next, I took a 13 by 13 inch frame that I had picked up at a garage sale, flipped it over, removed the backing, and removed all the clips. It had around the perimeter this white padding that was holding the glass in place, and at first I was going to keep it, and then I decided no, I'm just going to get rid of it. So I took a razor blade and I removed it all around the perimeter, and then I was able to get the glass out. And I do prepare all my frames the same. I take Elmer's glue and put them around the perimeter of the back of the frame where the glass would sit. Then I replace the glass and put Elmer's glue one more time around the perimeter. This serves 2 purposes. It helps to hold the glass in place, and it helps to prevent any resin leaks. It needs to dry overnight and sometimes up to 24 hours depending on how much glue you use. And I printed out and traced out some free clip art, cut it out, and taped it to the back of the glass. I do flip it over and take painter's tape and put it around the perimeter of the back of the frame just as an extra precaution against resin leaks. For my 3 pumpkins, I decided I wanted 3 different stems. So for the largest pumpkin, I am going to use this 3-dimensional one, the 2-part one. And for the smallest pumpkin, I am going to use this 3-dimensional one, the 3-part one. And this is off of the 6-inch card. And then for the 3rd pumpkin, I'm going to use just that top piece. And I think that really looks cool as a stem, because stems on pumpkins are all different. Some are thinner and thicker. And I went ahead and I'm going to paint them all with the metallic gold marker. And this will hopefully seal them. Next, I took the stems and put them on the pumpkins where I thought they should go so that I could work the rhinestone chains around them. So next, working on 1 pumpkin at a time, I took my clear Elmer's glue and followed along all of the lines. Then I took my 2mm rhinestone chains, first the orange pumpkin, then the blue pumpkin, then the white pumpkin, and set them along the glue lines. So for the white pumpkin, I believe I used the AB Crystal 2mm chain, whereas the others were blue and orange. And I will link below where I got everything that I used for the video. Now, it's very important that you use the clear Elmer's glue. Once you put resin over it, you will not see it. And you have to make sure that the glue is completely dry before you pour resin over it. So for the glass for the pumpkins, I used Ashland Decorative Filler Crushed Glass. The blue I sprayed with the Krylon Stained Glass Spray Paint, Soft Blue, and the orange I sprayed with the TAMIYA Translucent Orange Spray Paint. And the white pumpkin, I just left the Ashland Decorative Filler as is. So before I started, I kind of felt like I had made the blue and the orange a little bit too dark. So what I did was I took a little bit of the regular reflective Ashland Decorative Filler and mixed it in with the blue and with the orange to make it a little bit lighter. And I went ahead and put it on the pumpkin. And after I had it all on, what I had to do was go back and remove it from all the lines, because I want the pretty rhinestone lines to show up. They're a little bit darker than the glass itself, and I think it really makes it look pretty. So first I did it for the blue, then the orange, then the white, making sure to remove the glass off of any of the rhinestone chain lines. I took a little bit of the clear Elmer's glue and glued each of the stem parts together, just so it wouldn't move when I poured the resin on. Next, I take my gold leaves and tendrils and put them on the pumpkin, and then I take some gold reflective fire glass and put that around the bottom. Then I take some sparkly leaves and put those on top, which I do eventually end up taking off because I just don't like them. And then, now I didn't show you this part, but those leaves have actually gone through a transformation. I have painted them every color in the book. I had them a blue-green, a gold green, and then I finally decided I wanted them just gold. And because they had so much paint on them, I ended up covering up a lot of the pretty black accent lines that there are. So what I did was I went ahead and I got a metallic marker, black fine tip marker, and filled in along those lines, and it works perfect. It's just these fine tip markers, you can't press down as you're painting something, you just have to draw lightly across the lines. Press, it can come out in a pool of ink, as you can see on the side there, and it worked out perfect. Anyway, I ended up taking those all those leaves off the very bottom. Next, I used some beads that I had picked up at Hobby Lobby that are an antique gold and have some black in it, and I thought that would go real well with the stems and leaves. And I also have some teeny tiny beads that I've gotten from the Dollar Tree. It's a little package, and I take some of those out and put those around the bottom also, just to add a little something. So now it's ready for the resin. The resin I'm using for this project is craft resin crystal clear. It's a 1-to-1 ratio resin that you mix slowly in a cup for 1 minute. I let it set for 10 to 15 minutes to let the bubbles rise, and some of the bubbles will dissipate. I also have a little bee here that I got on TEMU, and I kind of mess around with that. I think in the end it actually ends up back up on the orange pumpkin. So I start drizzling the resin on the glass first, and then I go up and around the sides, making sure everything's covered. I know they say resin is self-leveling, but you really do have to push it around and make sure everything's covered. I do put it over the leaves, the tendrils, and the stems also. So this has to sit, after you have it all smoothed out, it has to sit on a flat level surface overnight at temperatures between 72 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. All resins are different. You need to read the directions for the resin that you are using. So here I'm just going over trying to push the glass off of all the rhinestone chains so that you can see them. And I do use my little kitchen torch to get rid of the bubbles. And oftentimes I'll come back 10 to 15 minutes later, 2 or 3 times, to recheck the project. Hit it again with the torch, look for any sediment that may have raised. I don't know why, but a lot of times when I come back in, I see stuff that I didn't see before, and I'll get it out with a toothpick. Your best interest to cover it with a dust cover. Hey everyone, didn't this turn out cute? Gonna bring it in a little bit so you can see it. Oh, so the leaves and the tendrils and the stems all were sent to me by Agnes Friedlander and Shelley Parker. The two of them have partnered together and are doing wood cutouts, and I will leave a link under the description of where you could get these from and other cutouts. And so these leaves, even though I didn't show it in the video, oh my gosh. So you know, I use the TAMIYA translucent spray paint a lot. And if you ever used it, you know, the green is really a blue-green. So I purchased some metallic TAMIYAs, the green, the orange, the red. I thought for the holidays, maybe the metallics would look pretty. Well, the green metallic TAMIYA is just like the green translucent, it's a blue-green, so don't buy it. So I put it on the leaves first, and I mean, it's real pretty. The metallic colors are very shimmery. They're very, very pretty, if that, you know, that's what you're looking for. But it just did not go with these colors that were in here. So then I tried to put a regular green on them, and then I thought, oh, maybe if I just put a little bit of gold with the green, and then I said, oh, forget it. So I just did them gold, and I think they look real pretty gold. I should have done it like that to begin with, but anyway. And then because I had put so much paint on it, I covered up those real pretty lines with the black in it, and then I used it's important to get the fine point metallic marker, and then you can fill in if for some reason. But really they didn't, when you use the spray paint, you can still see the black lines really well. So it was just because I had painted it so many times over and over. But all in all, I think it turned out real cute. And those little beads at the bottom are a gold with black. They're kind of antique-y looking, kind of like the leaves and stems and that turned out. So I thought those went really, really well with it. All in all, I think it turned out cute. I hope you guys enjoyed the project. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And we got the Facebook page going, a lot of information. It's a great place to ask questions. Crazy Glass Lady, glass and resin art. And I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for watching.